We're going to talk about how you can make more money in your credit repair business easily. So, if you don't know who I am, I would recommend go to my channel, look at high ticket mentorship client success stories. You can see a bunch of people that I've helped add more money and make more money in their business. And one free hack I will give you before we even get started. If you do want to make more money, you got to change your environment. So, get around like-minded individuals. And that's why stuff like mentorship is important. But, anyways, let's get straight to it. So you don't even need any more clients if you do want to scale. I want you to remember, and what we're going to do today, we're going to focus on optimizing your current offer. Chances are, if you're a credit repair business owner, maybe you have a lot of clients. If you're stuck anywhere from like 5 to 30K a month, maybe you have volume, but you're not offering business funding, which is what we should offer, right? So just wanted to go over some offers for my business for last month, which was April 2025. I just went over a couple offers. Obviously, credit repair. I was looking at the numbers. Each contract that we sold was anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 per client. And keep in mind too, I understand some of y'all are doing like 500, $300 in terms of each client. So you really want to pay attention to what I'm talking about today if you want to grow your credit repair business. And then funding, we are basically in terms of last month numbers, we were paid out anywhere from 5,000 to 13,500 per client. What this means when it comes to funding, if you don't know how to offer goes, essentially we get people access to 0% interest capital or lines of credit as well. We get a 10% kickback on what we get them. So 5,000 to 13,500 shows you 50,000 to $135,000 was funded per client. I say that to say the answer, simple answer, right? This is simple math numbers. You want to optimize your current offer for business funding. So you're operating with more leverage, right? When I started in the game, if you don't know, I started in 2021. I did some funding here and there back then, but I was focused more on my offer being credit repair. Yes, credit repair is important, but in my opinion, in terms of growth, what I've seen from the most successful students that have came through my program is literally using business funding as your leverage offer and then having credit repair as a byproduct if needed, right? So that's what I would recommend as someone that has this business and still here in 2025. So you don't necessarily need to do all this extra shit people talk about with automation systems, having the CRM, doing all this is good. But if you're just starting, and what I would consider just starting in terms of getting money in the credit space, anywhere from like 5 to 15K a month, you're just getting started, right? Just get scrappy with it and just literally change your offer, right? So you'll be that good. So focus on optimizing your offer. All right, let's talk about it real quick. So just to be transparent, I'm stealing this sheet from my program, but I made it really, really condensed. So keep that in mind. This is a condensed version of a worksheet I give to my students. In my mentorship program, we have a module called God Made Marketing. If you've watched any of my videos when it comes to growing credit repair businesses, you've probably seen that scaling system funnel that I go over the diagram. We're not going to worry about all that shit today. Like I said, I want to keep it as super simple as possible because I know that sometimes people can get overwhelmed. So if you're doing anywhere from 5 to 15 to 20, 30K a month, this is definitely going to help you as far as just something super simple that you can change to really help you grow your business. So use this free information. If you get value from the free information, then you can come and be like, all right, cool, let me go fuck with you in the paid program, right? So I'm doing this for y'all free. So keep that in mind. So what's our goal? Our goal is to solve a painful problem for a specific audience that has money that's easy to find online. What's a painful problem? Credit repair, obviously, right? People that have bad credit. But when it comes to the business funding aspect or just personal funding, whatever funding in general, we love that offer because it's when we're talking about the money part. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I just wanted to just make a note when we're talking about funding in terms of people having money. It's such a sexy offer because people are going to have money based off of what we get them, right? So keep that in mind. So in terms of what's a painful problem for the funding game, getting access to low limits and not knowing how to navigate getting access to high limits, that's definitely a painful problem. You see people that get three, 5,000, $7,000 limits. I had a client, we got him, I believe we got him like 85,000 at one bank, just from one bank, right? Before he got with us, he was getting 3,000, 5,000, $7,000 limits. And this is on the business side, right? So this is painful when you look at business owners that don't know how to do it, that don't have connections and all that, right? So, for example, as well, like I said, getting a BRM, which is a bank relationship manager, it could be vetting them properly as well. A lot of people talk about bank relationship manager, but they don't talk about vetting them properly, right? If you see someone talking about like, okay, you got to vet the BRM properly, just know they got that sauce from me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see anyone online talking about how you got to vet the BRMs properly, right? So this is something that I want y'all to understand. Asking them the right questions, stuff like that, right? So knowing what the banks are looking for, having the data of applying for so many damn business owners, right? That is very, very that's hard to come across. The shit that we do, that we've been doing for years, it's not easy to have all this data. The average business owner is going to be just applying for business funding for themselves, right? So they don't have access to the plethora of data that we have. So this is why this is a painful problem, and I'm saying this to empower y'all that do have that credit repair business that's looking to transition into funding to let y'all know that it's a painful problem. And that's why people continue to pay us for it. So specific audience. I want y'all to get crystal clear on who you're serving and who you're not serving. If y'all have seen my videos, right? I always say, Cat, we do not do business with poor people. I'm not just saying that for entertainment purposes, even though it's partial entertainment purposes, but I'm letting y'all know like what it is. I don't want poor, broke people contacting me or doing anything, right? When I'm saying these numbers here in the video, I'm saying you do anywhere from 5K to 30K a month in your business. That's not to say that's your only stream of income. Maybe you work a high paying 9 to 5 as well, right? I'm pre-qualifying. So we have to get crystal clear on who we're serving, who we're not serving, right? So that's why that just on the marketing aspect, that's why I do that. So chances are, like I said, if you're watching this, if you do have some success already, you have some clients that you've helped to get a good result. So look at who you've helped already so far. You might have to change your entire business if you're only helping poor people right now, right? If you're only helping broke people, maybe you're doing $300 credit repair offer and it's broke people that's harassing you that's doing it. You saw what I said in our offer last month. Our contracts are anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000. So I say that to say that who you serve is what you're allowing to be your client, essentially, right? So focus on that and create your dream client based on their patterns or trends, what they do for a living. Like look at how they are. Like you got to really study this shit if you really want to grow. So if you haven't had too many results yet, go ahead and create your dream client based on what you would want. Easiest thing, sell to rich people. Rich people that got good credit and that make money in their business, right? That's the easiest thing I can tell y'all to do. So, for example, with our business, I've mentioned this before here on YouTube, but it's more back end stuff. So, we do help a lot of Florida specific business owner clients that happen to be in the home improvement space. That's pretty specific, obviously. So, that's why we're able to, crank out these approvals. I don't have to market it publicly because a lot of it is word of mouth, but I have talked about it on YouTube. But we do have backend systems to market it as well. I'm not here to talk about all the backend system stuff. I'm telling y'all not to focus on backend systems if you make less than 30K a month. People like me, we can focus on backend system shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just getting started, anywhere from 5 to 30K a month, don't worry about all this backend system shit, right? So keep that in mind. So money. People got to have money. Speak to people that have money. This is more relevant to your credit repair offer, technically, because if you got a good credit score and you don't have money for just a hypothetical situation, whatever funding that you get that client, they have money, right? You're gonna get 10% of that. So depending on who you're serving right now, based off of your offer for the credit repair offer, you might have to switch up your entire business. I ain't gonna lie. So it's not uncommon in terms of people that came into my program where we changed their entire business. You might have to turn your business upside down. You might be serving the poor people. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have a link in the description for a free guide, and I'm gonna give y'all as far as attracting high paying clients because I want y'all to have high quality clientele. So what I'm gonna do for y'all, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. It's gonna be a free guide. Just go ahead and grab that. Maybe I'll put it in the comments as well. So it'd be a link to a free guide in terms of how to get high paying, high quality. It's called credit repair leads, but you could apply it to the business funding as well. So keep that in mind. You might have to switch your entire marketing if you currently only talk to broke or poor people. Talk to people that have disposable income. That's why I'm always mentioning, okay, high paying 9 to 5 when I'm doing my ads, stuff like that. Business funding is unique, like I said, because they're automatically going to have money when you get them that approval. All right, so who's your dream client? You want to describe them in depth and include their age, physical appearance, and pain points. Like I said, this is a worksheet I give my students in my program, but I just condensed it for y'all just so y'all can play around with it a little bit. It's more in depth in the program. Obviously, I can't give y'all the same shit I'm giving them. Ethically, I can't give people that paid me thousands of dollars the same thing as Joe Schmo that's watching me for free on YouTube. No disrespect. So keep that in mind. So credit repair business owners that are currently stuck, they don't take the time to do this simple activity. Creating your dream client, that might change your entire business alone. And remember, this is you're watching this shit for free, right? So don't sleep on the simple shit I'm telling y'all to do. I've been in this game for a minute. I've helped people succeed in this game. So obviously, we're talking about a business funding offer. We aren't really talking about the average consumer that doesn't even think about having a business. And majority of credit repair clients, they're gonna just be the average people that don't even think about having a business, that don't really get money or anything like that, right? So that's the whole issue with why a lot of credit repair business owners don't scale, they stay stuck. And the funny thing is, a huge problem with the credit repair industry, a lot of these credit repair business owners, they think that they could just come out the gates and start just succeeding without even investing in themselves, or they mirror the type of clients that they're attracting. They're confused why they're not able to get unstuck or why they're getting low quality clients when they're a low quality business owner. So don't be that type of person. So keep that in mind. So the reason why we're able to close people at a premium credit repair offer is because we're super crystal clear on who we're serving and making sure they're high caliber clients. And I invest in myself too. So if you don't invest in yourself, that might be an issue why you're stuck. Just keep that in mind. All right, so what are your dream clients' green and red flags? You want to refine it even more. So this is something I tell my students to do as well. And this is just super important in terms of getting super crystal clear. So you want to talk about their tangible qualities, their intangible traits. And then you want to talk about the red flags for what you don't want, right? Because knowing what you want is only half of the battle. You want to know what you do not want. We do not do business with poor or broke people. If you are a credit repair business owner that is watching this and you are cheap, you do not like investing in yourself, get the fuck off my video or just watch this free shit and don't even try to apply for any type of mentorship with us at all, right? Mentorship is like extra credit money. That's why I need y'all to understand. We make a majority of our business doing the shit that we teach people to do, right? We're actually in the business. We're not making majority of the money from mentorship programs and all that. So we don't need your mentorship money, especially if you're poor, right? If you got that poor mentality, you got your last $5,000 or something like that, don't come anywhere near around us. You can watch us from a distance, but don't come anywhere near around us. That's like an ad I just did right now for a bad client that I wouldn't want to come near my business. So keep that in mind. All right, what's the main transformation that you're selling? Everybody and their mama, their grandma, fixed credit. Everybody and their mama, their grandma gets people funding. But what's the unique transformation that you're giving these people? Right. That's how you get super crystal clear. So figure that out. So you'll do the I help, blah, 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 that type of shit. So for example, it could be super simple, like I help business owners get funding. Of course, that is general. That is like you help business owners get funding, right? Or we can get super specific. We can get specific by saying, I help e-commerce business owners in New York repair and rebuild their credit so they can get access to 50K and 0% interest funding to fund their next restock. You know how e-commerce people be doing that stuff, right? So that's obviously more specific, right? In order to be prolific, you got to be specific. So if you want to get to that next level, you got to be specific, in my opinion. So the whole point of what we're doing is optimizing your current offer. So chances are, if you are watching this, you have a lot of untapped potential with the business funding. So maybe you've thought about doing it, maybe you haven't thought about doing it, but you're working harder than you should be working. Focus on the business funding. So if you're just focused on credit repair versus someone that's focused on funding, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. So my point in saying that is even if you do keep it as simple as I help business owners get funding, you're still further along than a credit repair business owner that's only doing credit repair and just has people on the $99 a month or just 300, whatever the fuck they getting, right? No matter what, even if your credit repair offer is $2,000 per client, funding is always going to beat it because you can literally go to Chase, get a $50,000, 0% interest card for a client. You got paid $5,000 just like that. I literally just talked about it I did my last video, right? We got a client. Today's Cinco de Mayo, the 5th. We got a client approved last week, which is like the first, $50,000. That's $5,000 is going to be coming to us, right? So y'all got to take advantage of business funding. That's my whole point. And what entertains you is what trains you. So when I say that, you need to focus on business funding. You need to be entertained by business funding. You need to live, breathe, and uh, is there more? Is live, breathe, and something, right? Business funding, right? Everything got to be about business funding. So just keep that in mind. So go ahead, you can write your own one-liner thing. So just a quick summary about the offer optimization. You want to niche it down. If your offers for everybody, it's for nobody. So that's important to remember. The riches are in the niches. So like I just showed y'all, the e-commerce people in New York or stuff like that, right? We have more niched down topics, but I'm not going to come on here publicly and be giving out all my sauce, So keep that in mind. So criteria for a good niche, solving a painful problem. Think about the emotional pain, stress that comes from getting a baby limit of $5,000. You see people working with us that get $50,000. Now you got to wait every 90 days just to try to get an additional $5,000. So now you go from 5 to 10 to 15. You took all these years versus just getting it in the first place, right? So that's emotional stress, emotional pain. And that's a real cost. That's an opportunity cost. So the bigger the pain, the bigger the opportunity and the paycheck, right? So we're talking about business funding. So they got the money to solve the problem. We get them approved. They have the money. So don't worry about all that. Easy to find and target online. So sell the transformation. So that's what you want to do as well. You're not selling them your business funding services. It's the transformation. So that's why it's good to be specific. You got to determine what your transformation is. So they do not give a fuck what you do. They care about what you can do for them. When you understand that in business, you will always be paid. All right, so action item. If you got value from this video and you want to work with me to help you scale or grow your credit repair business and potentially add extra revenue, book a call in the description. If you're a poor, cheap credit repair business owner, do not book a call. I'm letting you know this right now as you're watching this. Bring your fucking credit card if you know that you want to invest. If you don't want to invest, if you know you're just here to waste time, do not book a call. I like getting straight to it. I like working with business owners that are serious. I don't like working with entrepreneurs. I like working with people that are serious. I got the money. We're going to get straight to it. With that being said, y'all have a blessed one.